There are two.
They are like really next to each other.
Ja nie, całą się